Hello everyone. Welcome to Tell Stories. I am going to narrate the story of Toy Story. A New Mission. Andy was leaving for college and his toys were heading to the attic. But Sarge and his Green Army men had a different plan. They climbed up to the windowsill. "Hey Sarge, what are you doing?" asked Buzz. "War's over, folks," Sarge replied. "We're moving on." Sarge explained that their tour of duty in Andy's room was complete. It was time he and his troops took up a new mission. With one final salute, Sarge and his men jumped off the windowsill. They opened their parachutes and flew across the city. Operation New Home was a go. The three army men landed near a toy store. It would be the perfect place to find a child. Before long, the soldiers spotted a boy and his mother walking toward them. "This child is military material," Sarge whispered. "On your marks, gentlemen. Go, go, go!" He and his men jumped into the mother's shopping bag. But the soldiers weren't taken home for playtime. The mother made a stop at a bakery. As the boy reached for a giant cookie, he knocked one of the shopping bags over. The army men tumbled to the floor. When the boy left, the baker spotted the toys. He picked them up and took them into the kitchen, delighted at what he thought were new cake decorations. After giving them a good wash, the baker placed the Green Army men on a birthday cake. Then, he put the cake in the refrigerator. "Looks like we're in for a long, cold night," Sarge said with a sigh. As soon as morning came, the soldiers were placed in a box and carried out the door. They were on the move again. When the lid of the cake box was finally lifted, Sarge and his men discovered that they were in the middle of a birthday party. Happy birthday! "Green Army men! Cool!" exclaimed the birthday boy. He plucked the soldiers off the cake and set them aside. "This could be it, men," whispered Sarge. "This boy could lead us to our new home." The soldiers nodded in agreement. Their mission was back on track. The soldiers watched as the boy enjoyed his party, but then, somehow, they lost sight of him. Sarge scanned the room. "Target is heading for the exit. Let's move, move, move!" The army men followed the boy out the front door, but they were too late. He was gone. Before the Green Army men could retreat, a pizza delivery truck screeched to a stop near them. The driver honked his horn. A waiter came out of the restaurant carrying a stack of pizza boxes. "It's about time," he grumbled to the driver. "Take these to the Wilderness Explorer picnic. There are a lot of hungry kids waiting for lunch." Sarge looked at his men and smiled. Then they climbed onto the truck. The truck weaved in and out of traffic. Suddenly, it hit a bump, causing one of the cadets' parachutes to open. Sarge grabbed onto the soldier as he began to lift off the roof of the van. The other soldier held on to Sarge. The wind was strong. They couldn't hold on much longer. "Go on without me," the cadet called out. But Sarge knew better. A good soldier never leaves a man behind. All three soldiers flew off the truck and landed on the side of the road. As night fell, the soldiers made a tent out of newspaper. The cadets went to bed, but Sarge stayed awake, wondering when and where they would find their new home. The next morning, the unit awoke to a loud rumble. Their makeshift shelter was lifted into the air and then tossed into a trash can, with Sarge still inside. Sarge looked down to see his soldiers safe in the bushes below. Then, he was thrown into the back of a garbage truck. The trash man hopped aboard his truck, and he drove off. Sarge struggled to keep his head above the garbage. Just as he was about to sink beneath the plastic bags, he looked up and saw his cadets. Working together, the other soldiers lowered themselves into the garbage truck. Sarge reached out and grabbed the hand of one of the cadets. "Never leave a man behind, sir," the soldier said. The troop jumped off the truck and landed in an alley. Sarge looked at his tired soldiers and sighed. Maybe leaving Andy's house wasn't such a good idea after all. At that moment, the men heard laughter coming from the other side of a wall. They climbed up and peered over. Sarge gasped. Below them was a beautiful playground. Could this be their new home? They parachuted over for a closer look. A group of toys greeted the soldiers with open arms. "Welcome to Sunnyside Daycare." Ken and Barbie gave the troop a tour of the playground and classrooms. Everything was new and improved now that their old boss, Lotso, wasn't there anymore. Sarge pulled his men aside and explained that Sunnyside felt like the home they were looking for. The cadets agreed. The next morning, Sarge proudly watched his men experience a full day of play at Sunnyside. The soldiers were finally home. Mission accomplished. That's the end. For more such interesting stories, please subscribe to our channel, Tell Stories.